I think we can make this our finest moment. Can Americans come together, business, labor, civic, government come together and build something and fix the city?
Financial giant JPMorgan Chase confirming plans tonight to invest $100 million over 5 years into the city of Detroit with hopes of speeding up the Motor City's recovery. Also today, Michigan lawmakers taking up a series of bankruptcy bills looking at committing some $195 million in state money to protect Detroit retiree pensions and city-owned art. A legislative committee sending those bills to the full House. So the question tonight, we wanted to know, given all that money, the talk of investments and cash, will Detroit's eventual rebirth create an East versus West competition for jobs and economic growth? 24-Hour News 8's Tom Hillen caught up with an economic expert tonight. And Tom, you asked him, will West Michigan suffer if Detroit now is in the game?
Well, that's right, Brian, and he said initially, no, that money announced today will likely go to businesses already in Detroit or ones that are already considering Detroit's, not one that is looking between two cities. However, he said in the long run, that could change.
$19 billion in debt. Unemployment rate of about 14%, about a third of the population has moved out over the last several decades.
This morning on the Today Show, Matt Lauer laid out some pretty bleak numbers about the city of Detroit and asked the man making the investment if he really wanted to be in business with the Motor City.
I think it would be an unbelievable thing if we can come together and help rebirth here.
And if Diamond and Chase can make that happen, Professor of Economics at GVSU Paul Isley thinks it will be good for the entire state.
When people think about Michigan, they think about Detroit. And so when we want to get a business to come to West Michigan, we have to overcome the stigma that people have because of Detroit.
Isley points to projects like the Van Andel Arena, DeVos Place, and the expansion of GVSU in Grand Rapids that have helped to revitalize our downtown. And he says Detroit has taken notice of our success.
If you look at the types of things they're doing right now, they're the types of things that were occurring in Grand Rapids 10 years ago. And so they're using us as a blueprint.
However, he says continued success in Detroit could mean stiffer competition for job recruitment here in West Michigan in the years to come.
This initial sum of money shouldn't create competition with this side of the state. As it strengthens and we start to see reasons why people might want to be in Detroit more, it could very easily start to become a competition.
One other benefit that Isley found was that a Detroit that does well will create more revenue for the state through taxes, in which the state would eventually be able to spend that money on things like roads and education throughout the state. Live in studio control, Tom Hillen, 24-Hour News 8.